don't think those headphones have been turned on in like a week. So it kind of scared me a little.
Been a while shooting out there. Yeah.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Crystal Holloman, a digital reporter. You might want to unplug that like Darren does.
Yeah, you yank the thing down. Perfect. We're good to go.
We got you, Darren.
Excellent.
We're doing this in your honor.
Yeah.
This is Justin Bradford, first Alert Meteorologist. And we're wearing coats, but we're inside.
Yes.
You will not need a coat today.
Right. Yeah, pretty nice day. Warm temperatures, a lot of sunshine. Might still have a little bit of that pesky wildfire smoke in the upper atmosphere we've dealt with the past few days, but really not too bad. We just, as we've been mentioning for a very long time here, we'd love to get rain any opportunity we can. It doesn't really look like something that comes back into the forecast until maybe the end of the week, but more than likely it's going to be the weekend and beyond that we get some showers and even a few storms back in.
We had a lot of people ask us on Saturday at Yankee Doodle Day in Grand Ledge, when are we going to get some rain? Well,
Right.
We didn't want it that day and it
Right.
held off,
Sure.
but we do want some. And Patricia wants to know, so no grilling, or is it safe to grill?
I think we'll see, and that depends on communities. I know local areas still have some restrictions for burning in place. But you just want to be mindful of the fact that if you are going to do any sort of grilling, just really making sure you contain any open flame. If you've just got a back deck grill where it's right outside your door, and you know for a fact that you can keep a very watchful eye on it, you're probably okay. But any of those bonfires, anything with brush outside, you really want to limit all of that because it is still very dry across the area. And again, our drought monitor has already got us in moderate drought. It's likely going to get worse when the update comes in on Thursday because we likely don't see any rain between now and then either.
I don't see any rain. We don't even see a cloud in the sky right now.
Yeah, I know. It's a pretty nice start to the day outside, really. The Meridian Company Skycam view over US 127 showcases that here. And again, conditions are pretty nice to start our day. Numbers are running at 65 degrees, and we continue to see these temperatures climb today. I do also have... Again, much above average start to the day. We can see those numbers right now, and we're going to warm up, as we mentioned. Tomorrow's the summer solstice, and so the sunshine, the peak sun angle, it's pretty close to as high as it gets right now, and these next 3 days will be evident of that. So temperatures hour by hour, you'll notice here, again, work into the upper 80s later on today, and you'll notice a slight uptick in humidity. I think we're going to have dew points rise as well, and so that's something we'll keep kind of a close eye on as the daytime goes on. But the hour-by-hour forecast, which we're going to get into here, doesn't show you much. Again, we're just seeing temperatures rise today, eventually falling back down overnight into the 60s. So we'll start tomorrow morning in the 60s already. A lot of folks were in the upper 50s out there today, so already a warmer start tomorrow. Now the model from an easterly flow tries real hard to bring in a shower tomorrow. I think that's going to be really tough to do to combat the dry air that we've had lately and the lack of lift that we've got. Even if there's a little moisture, it probably just comes out as being a bit humid tomorrow as well, kind of like today. And tomorrow is the first day of summer, by the way, and the season officially starts at 10:58 a.m., so that'll be right before our 11 a.m. newscast tomorrow. Today, then, thus is the last day of spring, and you'll notice as we go further out through this forecast, we continue to stay dry heading into Wednesday night, starting Thursday morning close to 60 again, and I do think throughout the day Thursday, even though the model tries to throw a few blips of green out, again, too dry, I think, for us to get a shower out of that, and so I expect that we're going to be dry as well heading out into Thursday. It likely isn't until the very end of the week that we bring chances in, and you see that here. Chance of precipitation goes back up by the time we get to Friday, Saturday, but it's still fairly low, only at 20% Friday, 30% Saturday. So what this would mean is bringing a small chance for an isolated shower here or there. I think Friday it's going to be really tough to do that personally, but it is in our forecast as a possibility. And then Saturday, a slightly greater likelihood, and Sunday will look a lot like Saturday, 50% or 30% chance. We bring the higher percentages, 50, 60, in as we get into early next week, which you'll see here in the 10-day forecast. So again, summer starts tomorrow. We ride the 80s through the week. I do think most areas, if not all, are going to stay dry Friday and then heading out into the weekend. Saturday, Sunday are going to be very muggy days, if you will. We haven't had a lot of muggy days. We've had some heat, but it's mainly been dry heat when we've had it. I do think that the Saturday, Sunday time frame are going to be much more humid than what we have dealt with lately, and so that'll be something that we kind of keep an eye on here as far as the higher humidity that we could look to experience there, and that'll give us the opportunity for the shower or storm chance to work into the forecast. But in the meantime, that Monday, Tuesday time frame brings in another opportunity for showers and storms. Wednesday, we've got another chance at showers there. I do think late next week we probably start to see things quiet down a bit once again, which I think a lot of folks would be happy with, since we're going to be heading into a big holiday weekend just past the end of this 10-day forecast. That precedes the 4th of July and Independence Day, which will come that following Tuesday beyond the end of our 10-day. But in the meantime, I think we deal with, again, sunshine, 80s, next couple days today. Overnight low is going to be in the 60s. And then Saturday, Sunday, again, bringing in that small chance for pop-up showers and storms. But the key there is going to be the humidity is going to be elevated during that time frame as well. And so that's something we'll follow moving out. At this point, we'll take any rain we can get. But hopefully, because we do have a couple events in the community and such going on later on this week, one of them being Friday. There's a celebrity softball game going on at Jackson Field. I will be participating in.
He's a celebrity.
For the third year in a row, we'll be doing that, and hopefully we can fill the seats with that. Hopefully we'll have more info to share on that coming up this week. But the key to this forecast is going to be that the drought monitor likely does get worse by Thursday, and so unfortunately that's something we'll probably deal with moving forward. Hopefully next week we're able to pick up on some of these rain chances moving in, and so that'll be something we keep a close eye on.
And just like the last holiday, Memorial Day, when we had this kind of dry weather, you always want to make sure that your local fire department hasn't issued or a burn ban, or whether it's your city, your township, anything like that. So if you have any questions, you can always check that out. And we will be bringing you any local Mid-Michigan community that has burn bans. You can find those on our website, WILX.com. And as we're tracking that weather, you can always download the First Alert weather app.
Yeah, it's good to do. WILX Weather's all you do is search in your search bar. That's on both Google Play and in the App Store, completely free. We've got your daily video updates, hour-by-hour forecasts, all sorts of things you need to prep your day and get ahead of everything that's going on, and certainly heading into or closing in on one of the bigger holidays of the year, especially in the summertime. You're going to want to know what the weather's like, and I think gearing up into that weekend especially, it's going to be really important for us to get some water in the ground for many reasons. Obviously, we know the people most hard hit have been area farmers and such, but if we can get a little bit of water in the ground before that holiday weekend, especially out into next week, that's good, because we know whether or not there are bans in place, we know there will be people trying to set off fireworks more than likely headed into that following weekend. And if we have dry air and burn bans in place, we hope, of course, that a lot of people will follow any guidelines that may be in place, but there's also that to be considered, because if people don't do that, which you suspect some people will not do that either way, whether we're dry or not. And so hopefully we're able to get some water in. Otherwise, that may be something that could be cause for concern. And so it'll be something we keep an eye on throughout the week once again. But WILX Weather App's a good place to go to learn more about that. And, of course, you can always catch us on air as well as we continue to update you on your First Alert forecast.
All right, Justin, thank you very much. We'll see you a little bit later at 11. And that is also when we will see our next news team member, as we do a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, give us a second. Gotta grab the chair.
Set changing.
Thank you, Justin.
I have the television. All right. You got it?
Just gotta shimmy my way forward. Thank you.
I may or may not have
Drive me forward.
push you forward a little
Need
bit.
a little help there. I think we went over a cord. I need to move that out of the way in a bit.
Well, we'll figure it out.
It'll be fine.
In the meantime, I am now joined by Taylor Gattoni from News 10 Today at 11 and First at 4. And you were pulling double duty yesterday. You did yesterday's 6 and 11 p.m.
We're a little
shows.
tired this morning.
Yeah.
I told you I'd be rolling into work. I'm like, we're gonna need the coffee. My hair's still curled from last night. I'm gonna have to recurl it a bit. There we go. I know you were here too.
Day 2 curls. Yeah.
Tag team that yesterday.
There was a lot of news yesterday. We were surprised by the time afternoon rolled around. There was a lot going on.
It was breaking news as soon as I walked in the door. In fact, our producer was like, hey, I'm on the phone right now. I'm going to need you to take care of some things.
Yeah,
I was like,
we need you
totally
to come
fine.
in
Let
really
me know
quick.
what to do. But yeah, so a lot happened yesterday.
Yeah, it all started, and actually this morning it's continuing as the Jackson County Sheriff's Office is looking now for 4 persons of interest in the murder of 29-year-old Keon Aguilar.
It's one of the few things that happened over the week or over yesterday. So following the discovery of Aguilar's body yesterday, an alert was sent out to many businesses and residents in the area, telling them to shelter in place. Keon Aguilar's body was found in the 100 block of Hollis Street in Summit Township, and that is just to the south of the city of Jackson. Now, Jackson County Sheriff Gary Schutte confirms that Aguilar died from a gunshot wound after being found inside of a home on Hollis Street. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office has identified 4 persons of interest in the homicide who they say were at the crime scene and fled before police arrived. So here we go. We're going to pull up a full screen.
Yep.
And this is the description of the 4 persons of interest. The first subject is identified as 18-year-old Brian Michael Johnson. He's a black male who's 6 feet 2 inches tall. He was last seen wearing a black sweatshirt and black sweatpants. Now the second is identified as 25-year-old Alexis Marie Holly. She's a white female who's about 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighs about 180 pounds. She has red hair and blue eyes. And now the third person of interest has not been identified, but they know he's a male. They do not know what his race is. They do know he's between 16 and 18 years old. He was last seen wearing a black shirt and black pants. And lastly, the fourth person of interest is a white male, about 16 years old and 6 feet tall. He weighs about 190 pounds, has brown hair, and he was last seen wearing a black shirt and black jeans. So 4 persons of interest in regards to finding Aguilar's body yesterday on Hollis Street. That was big breaking news that we had yesterday. We had people listening to scanners, making calls, trying to find any description. In fact, we had News 10's Riley Connell out in the field with a photographer and a little team out there. So they were working really hard to make sure they were getting information. They were going live. They were trying to feed back information to us. And so they did their job in making sure that they found the information we needed to know.
And you saw there they had helicopters and dogs. It was a big search that continues.
Also
today.
in the Roseland Cemetery area, that's where they were leading the canines and the helicopters were circling, so it's busy.
All right. Well, last week, authorities arrested an American man for allegedly assaulting 2 tourists he met while touring near the Neuschwanstein, castle
have gotten that.
in southern Germany. That's why I made sure I took it for you.
There you go, that's good. Well, yeah, so this incident, or the attack, left one of the women dead, and we are learning that the man arrested is actually from Michigan. So the incident took place near a bridge over the gorge, close to the castle, that offers a famous view of the castle. Now, police said the 30-year-old man met the 2 women, ages 21 and 22, on a hiking path and lured them onto a trail that leads to a viewpoint. Now, the man himself, described as a tourist, then physically attacked the younger woman, they said. The suspect, whose name, like those of the victims, was not released due to German privacy rules, was arrested shortly after the incident, and he is being held on suspicion of murder, attempted murder, and attempted sexual assault. So very heavy there. Happening so far away, but still local.
It's a very famous tourist spot in Germany. It's the castle that inspired the Sleeping Beauty castle from Disney.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most photographed places in the world. It's a gorgeous place. I actually know people who have been there. My friend got proposed to there. I know. So it's very, and you saw there was a lot of people there too. So it was a very populated tourist spot. But we do know that that man, again, no names have been released yet, but he is from Michigan. We'll bring you more on that as we learn more. And the Coast Guard is racing against time as a massive search is underway to find a tourist submersible vessel that went missing on Sunday.
Yeah, this is a big story that we've also been following, and it's crazy because you're thinking these people are searching or going to tour the Titanic, and they themselves now go a little bit missing. So, yeah, 5 people were on board to tour the wreckage of the Titanic, and that's some images of the Titanic. Well, as of Sunday afternoon, officials estimated they had somewhere between 70 and 96 hours of air left. So usually I think they had a 96 air reserve capacity left. Now it is definitely less than 70 hours left there. So Ocean Gate Expeditions, which owns and operates the submersible vessel, says it went missing Sunday off the coast of St. John's, Newfoundland. So less than 2 hours into its voyage, the vessel lost contact with the ship it launched from. And the U.S. Coast Guard believes the submersible is approximately 900 miles east of Cape Cod and 13,000 feet deep, making the search very difficult. So 5 people are on board, 2 crew members and 3 paying passengers, reportedly paying as much as $250,000 each. And then, I mean, you have a small crew, you're paying that much, you're searching for a ship that itself went under, and now
And wasn't discovered for years,
yes,
decades.
and now they're going down, and the rescue operations are frantically trying to find it.
And a lot of people are asking, well, can't you just use GPS? Well, GPS doesn't work when you're that far below the
13,000
surface.
feet deep.
Because it doesn't have the signal strength to get all the way up to the satellites. And the
pressure.
further you go down, it goes from like this nice clear blue water where you can see your feet at the surface to almost pitch black by the time you're down there. And I know earlier today they were saying they are still learning about the currents in that part of the ocean that, you know, we've been finding wreckage in for decades now.
I'm going to say they're 900 nautical miles from the coast, but like Crystal just said, the currents could definitely still be pushing away. So that's scary.
So we're going to be learning more about that throughout the day today. Well, what can you share about what's coming up on News 10 today at 11?
Yeah, so
I know people missed you yesterday. They were asking about us. Like, where are you guys?
What happened to the 11, the 4, the 5, 5:30?
What happened to Studio 10?
Studio 10, all the other ones were like, sorry, everyone. We are back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so some exciting things happening. We will be live from Lansing for the ribbon cutting of the Izzo Family Medical Center as it prepares to start seeing patients on June 26th. So what is that coming? That's coming up 6 days.
Yep.
Woohoo, very soon. Also, the city of Jackson in the process of cleaning up its golf course after it was vandalized over the weekend. And we'll have the latest on the investigation that we were talking about earlier into the homicide in Jackson County. That was where they found Aguirre's body, and there are the 4 persons of interest. And then we will be back here at 2 o'clock on News 10 Plus for your weather updates, first alert forecast. It's going to be a very hot week, but our meteorologists are seeing some luck. Some people have been praying and praying.
Yep.
I may have been one of those, being like, we desperately need the rain. So we're getting some chances in. Oh, actually, if you take a little look behind.
Yeah.
There you
It
go.
might ruin your weekend. It might ruin your early next week plans, but it's okay. We need it.
We do need it.
So.
Right there.
See, we could easily be part of the first alert weather team, Taylor.
We got
If this is all we have to do.
Oh, wait, it goes back a little more. I didn't stretch that far.
And don't forget, today's the last full day of spring, so.
Right. Yes, tomorrow is the summer solstice, so official start to summer, which means these high temperatures just play right in. But we do need that rain. So we will have a meteorologist here with all of the first alert forecast updates, and then we will have someone from Studio 10 telling you what you can expect today. And then we will share what you can expect on First at 4 and during our 90 minutes of news.
It's a lot. And don't forget, you can be just like Patricia, asking us questions live as we're here with whether it's the First Alert Weather Team, Taylor, myself, somebody from Studio 10. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube, you can chat with us live, and we can see it right here on our monitor, respond to you directly both in the chat and here live on the stream. So if you have any questions, comments, maybe you got a tip for something, be sure to join the chat and let us know. And that is during the live stream chat. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you again at 11 a.m.
Wait, 2 p.m.
Well, you'll see
11.
them at 11
Oh,
a.m.
News 10 at 11.
We'll be
Yes,
here
we'll
at
be
2.
back here at 2. There we go. Have a good one.
Need some coffee.